gonna tell you this though, man. I was in Ohio a lot at the time. I was going back to the crib a lot, and I was, floating through Kentucky and all that.
Right.
Everybody around the country was playing Doggystyle, dog.
Well, like
Everywhere.
I said, I've never seen so many white people listening to rap.
Everywhere, dog. It's
Never.
like that album took. If you think about it, dog, you know how many gangster rappers came with a poor man version of Doggystyle and the Chronic after that? You had all these, and then y'all had a big impact too. Eiht, I never saw so many Most Wanteds. Detroit's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Miami's Most Wanted. All these other different places. Chicago's Most Wanted. It was like, that was like the season for the gangster rap. Every gangster came out. You had cats coming out of Flint. Speaking of which, and these ain't no top 10 albums, Detroit put out some pretty good gangster shit.
Yeah. I think really, once the floodgates opened, almost every major city did that had a rap scene. Don't forget Flint with Dayton Family.
Yeah, the Dayton Family.
And DFC.
And the DFC. And you know what? And that's why I say, man, gangster rap, you got to remember that we was going into the 90s with hip-hop. I truly believe gangster rap saved hip-hop. I think it needed something cutting edge for mainstream, because if mainstream America wouldn't have caught on to it, it would have been dead. If it would have just stayed a thing that was just in our local hoods that we just consumed, it would have probably never got no bigger than that. But when you had, like, to me, Doggystyle came out, it was almost like, Snoop was almost like the jelly to peanut butter, dog. And it was just the perfect marriage between him and Dre, dog. And the music and the way that album just came off, you got to think about it. The first voice you hear on Doggystyle is Rage.
Yeah.
And it's a shame she never came out with like her album the way it got done, man. It's like I was really looking forward to hearing Rage, man.
Yeah, sure.
Me
it's
too.
Unfortunate, shit. That's what happens sometime in the music biz. You get caught up with labels and deals, and you can't do shit about it.
That's your homegirl, Eiht. We got to get her up here, man.
Yeah, we try to get her up here and see what's cracking.
Yeah, what you think happened with her album? She ain't never tell you about it? I bet you that's just something, because I was really anticipating her because...
I just said it. I mean, labels fall apart.
It was the label.
You get caught up in label shit, so there's nothing else to it. You get caught up in when labels get to falling, who's ever the last left around,
Because look at it. Think of it in reality. Death Row, as big as it was, put out very few albums. They did not release a lot of records.
Yeah, it was a lot of compilations and stuff. They had soundtracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They didn't put out a lot of stuff, man. As far as my number one, though, man, and I think I don't say it numerous times, man, I think it's, and I love Ice Cube's albums, man, but you got to think about at this point, man, Doggystyle is 20-some years, 30 years old now?
Came out in 93, so it's 30.
When you listen to him now, man, I think you could put Doggystyle out today and it would still jam unchanged.
Absolutely.
And it was still jam unchanged, man. That was a great piece of work, man, great piece of history. I've been going back and revisiting all these albums, and even just the album covers back then. I was talking to Eiht about, like, when Music to Drive By, who thought of that album cover? Because we just had everything was original back then. It was just so dope back then. You know what I mean? Like, when I saw their album cover, I was like, damn, man. Who the fuck thought of that shit right there, man? Just the thing. Even, remember King T's album cover where he's walking down the street with the 12 gauge on the side?
That was crazy.
And you had the back part to where you didn't know what it was. It like he was just walking down the street, just looking like a real low. He had on his khaki suit and his hat. Remember niggas used to dress like that, Eiht?
Yeah.
And he had the 12 gauge on the side, like the pistol grip on the side. That was hard, man.
That was incredible.
We had some really genius stuff, man. So remember, if you're watching this on video, like the channel, share the video and all that good shit. But if you listen to the actual podcast, I want to congratulate my boy MC8 right here. You too, Soren, you've been around for a little bit too now. Man, Charlemagne sent me that message, man, that we, had over 1 million downloads already this year on the podcast, man. So I want to take this time to thank the fans, because without y'all, we not shit.
For sure, definitely.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man, it's a big accomplishment.
You know, we go keep rocking and rolling. You know, Charlamagne told me, man, that put us in the top 2% of podcasting, man.
That's big, man.
So we gonna keep kicking this shit to y'all as long as y'all will have us, man. Remember, subscribe to the podcast, leave a comment, whatever, what you like, what you don't like, and we holler at you.
Yeah.